Hello and welcome to this short video walkthrough to complete your Allied Health reporting for 21-22. Now this video only applies to 21-22 Allied Health reporting in NOVA. This is the first year that the reporting has moved over from the old SB 1348 Health Workforce Initiative website. We do expect it to change in 22-23 and beyond. So this video only really applies to 21-22. Now, for 21-22, there is another video out there showing you how to use the links provided by the Chancellor's Office to create an account, log in, or set yourself up as the project lead contact for your college. So if you've already watched that video, great. If you haven't, please go back and do so. That's really necessary before watching this one. But if you've already watched that video, I'm going to switch over to our sandbox environment. We use this for demos and whatnot. If you've already watched that video, then you know, or then you've already set yourself up as the lead in Allied Health. Now to find Allied Health, normally we go into NOVA, we look under Programs and click on Allied Health. Then we click on Plans, and here's all the plans. Plans and reports in NOVA are a little bit interchangeable. Terminology changes between programs and it's always a little bit messy, so please excuse the confusion there, but this really should say reports. Now, for finding your college's plan, there's two, as you can see, for every college here. There is a fall, winter, and a spring, summer. That's why there was two links provided that we discussed in the prior video. But we'll have to complete, for this 21-22 year, we're splitting the year in two, so every college is going to have two. So in the last video, I used College of the Canyons as an example. So let's go ahead and find College of the Canyons. Fall, winter. And you can see here, this is in draft mode, but I've already filled out a couple of things for an example. Contacts, this is already done because we used the link we talked about in the last video. If you do need to make changes to your contacts or assign a new project lead, just pick a new project lead, add them, and then you can delete whichever one you don't want. It does require you to add a second project lead before you delete the first. You'll notice that after I delete Alejandro here, the ability to delete me goes away. Then when we're done with our contacts, we should move on to reporting. Now, NOVA reporting is for 21-22 is based on the Health Workforce Initiative's website. So if you were familiar with the old SB 1348 reporting, this should mostly be very similar, or it's actually the exact same questions. So let's look through. Everything revolves in the program. For this program, I've just picked phlebotomist. Let's say it's the fall semester. Like I said, this is only fall, winter. Second year, third semester, and we're going to say that the clinical training site's a Walgreens pharmacy. Put in the license number. There's 15 students there. We have various languages spoken. We're required to collect languages based on legislation. And now here's where it gets a little bit trickier. As of a couple of years ago, we're required to report on strong workforce funds and other grant funds used for supporting clinical placement sites for allied health programs. Now, if you did use strong workforce funds, that's an entirely fine use, I believe, of those funds. And what we're going to do is, I've already done this here, but let's talk about how. So I'm going to click yes. This pops up here. It says, please enter plan ID. Now, plan ID in NOVA is, there's a unique identifier associated with every plan, application, and project in NOVA. So this allows us to link this reporting to a specific SWP plan that is funding it. So in this case, we click this lookup button. And then, there we go. The best way to go about this is by district. If you have a highly multi-college district and you want to get down to institution, like LACCD or something, you can use institution. But I prefer to use district entirely because while SWP is done by college or district, Perkins down here, which we'll get to in a second, is only done by district. Perkins funding is entirely done by district, so if you want something that fits all those boxes we just looked at, district's the way to go. For College of the Canyons, that district is Santa Clarita. So let's go down and take a look at Santa Clarita. Hit this update button, and we can see these are all of the SWP plans from the last couple of years from College of the Canyons. And the one that we assumed, or it's probably not true, but let's assume that this nursing one provided some sort of clinical placement funding or support for the associated program here, and that's why I put in this number. You'll see that this 5-digit code here, that's how we know that this plan is associated with this program, and we're just required to link those things together. Similar down here for Perkins. If you did pick Perkins, I already have this filled in a little bit too. If you did pick Perkins, or if you did choose yes on Perkins because Perkins funds were used to support this program, then scroll down here. Because it's 21-22, and because we're going to assume that the Perkins funds used were from the 21-22 application project in Nova, and we're going to put in that 13080 number. If you have if you did not use Perkins, just hit no, no big deal. If you have other funds used that aren't Perkins or SWP or just not Nova in general, you just describe them here and choose the amount here. And if you didn't, again, just click no. And then lastly, did the clinical site receive donation, money, compensation, or exchange of consideration was offered or provided to the business, nonprofit, or other organization, clinic, hospital, or other location where the student was placed. This is an old holdover from the old SB 1348 website too. It is a question that we've been asking for many years, so if the answer is yes, then we describe it and we put in the amount there. Now, that's only one program, and we fully expect colleges with a lot of allied health to do multiple entries here. So if this is the phlebotomist program, if you have other programs you're going to put in, you hit this add additional response button down here, and you'll see it populates a whole new string of questions. So as many programs as you need to enter in, we'll enter them here. This is a fairly repetitive process. Like I said, it was built on an old website, and we will be changing it for next year, is the full intention of the Chancellor's Office. Nova allows us to have a lot more flexibility over this. But for now, this is going to probably take a few repeating entries. If you do want extra, let's say we didn't actually want to do this block of questions, we can just hit this remove responses, deletes the whole block, and now we're back to just the one phlebotomy report. One other thing I point out all the time is that if you do have something that you've missed, notice this just appeared up here in the corner when I deleted the entry there. You also see this red line, and you also see it say incomplete here. Now, if I'm in the middle of this and I don't know why it's incomplete, and this error stepper is showing up, I can go ahead and click show. It's going to take me right to the thing I'm missing. I'm going to enter a number there, and you'll notice the error stepper goes away, and this says completed. Now, assuming phlebotomy is the only thing you're reporting on for 21-22 fall-winter for College of the Canyons, you go down here to preview and submit, make sure everything looks okay, and then submit. Now, there's nothing stopping you if you want to uncertify it. Goes back into draft mode, go back to fall-winter reporting. You can add more, you can make changes, whatever you need. I'm going to remove this one. But when you're all done making your changes, just go back to preview and submit, hit submit, and you're good. So that is pretty much how you complete reporting in Nova. The only other thing I'd say is if you have programmatic questions, be sure to contact your monitor. They can help with any sort of allied health questions or nuances in your responses. If you have questions about how Nova operates, everything from how to log in, changing your password, if you're struggling with some sort of technical aspects of the system, the best place to go is the help desk. that's going to be down here in the bottom left corner. You click on Help, click on Submit Support Request right here, and this is going to take you to the Chancellor's Office Help Desk Support Request page. Fill it out, hit the Submit button, and Jeremiah, who runs the Nova part of Help Desk, will help you out. So that's it for this video. Again, if you have questions, the Help Desk or your monitor are the best places to go. Thank you.